The 5% Club, the predecessor to the Minnesota Keystone program, was born from a time of great social and financial unrest. The concept of corporate social responsibility was in its infancy.
My father was one of those very early companies that signed on. And I know a story, it may be slightly apocryphal, but I think for the most part it's true. It turns out that President Johnson had come to Minnesota to go to the Mayo Clinic. And he met with some of our corporate leaders at the time. And he said, I guess you guys would rather send money to Washington. You think we in Washington actually spend it more efficiently than you do. Well, of course, this offended and shocked all of our corporate leaders at the time. And they said, what do you mean by that? And he said, look, we give you guys the ability to put 5% of your pre-tax income into your community, and you're not taking advantage of it. You're sending it to us instead. So these guys got together and they said, he has a point.
Wayne Thompson of the Dayton HUDSON Foundation heard about a group of businesses in Cleveland, Ohio that formed Cleveland's 1% Club.
So the idea of giving 2% or 5% would certainly set us apart.
Dayton HUDSON Corporation had adopted a 5% giving philosophy in 1946. Thompson proclaimed the creation of the Minneapolis 5% Club. David Koch, president of GRACO, Inc., and Minneapolis Chamber president from 1975 to 76, approached Thompson about promoting the concept through the Chamber.
He called me and said, I got to talk to you, Dick. And so he came in and he said, we're going to start this Keystone Club. It's going to be a 5% company that contributes to the community. And he said, I expect you and Dame Coleman to be part of this.
In 1975, Koch set out to find other companies that were or would be willing to take the 5% pledge. He figured there must be 8 or 10 in town. 23 companies answered the call and became charter members of the 5% Club. They were honored at the Minneapolis Chamber's annual meeting in 1976.
I think that, at least from me, the standpoint of corporate responsibility came with lots of people, not just Wheelock, not just Dave Koch, but the people at Dayton's, the people at General Mills, at Honeywell. Every one of those CEOs I got to work with at one time or another. I think to a great degree it has definitely continued. So I just think that that's who we are here in Minnesota. I hope so anyway.
Today, the Minnesota Keystone program continues to recognize and honor companies across the state of Minnesota that donate 2 or 5% of their pre-tax earnings to the community.
The intent has never changed. The intent 40 years ago is the same intent we have today, to engage in and build a community that is second to none in the nation. At the corporate level and the individual level, collectively we would care about each other and do together what none of us could do alone, which was to make this state the highest quality of life in the nation.